2D maps drawn out in a rectangular shape, but we don't think the Earth is a big flat rectangle, or at least most of us don't. It's just a cartographical convention. The second reason some people think that medieval Europeans believed the world was flat is that just like today, while the Earth's spherical shape was widely accepted, there were a few outliers who claimed it was a disk. Is that just like today, while the Earth's spherical shape was widely accepted, there were a few outliers who claimed it was a disk. Aristotle
A disk.
But I want the audience to understand this, is that the flat Earth maps that flat earthers use are actually just a projection of the globe, and it's called an azimuthal equidistant projection of the globe. We have the quote-unquote flat Earth map. Now, Austin, you know this, but almost all flat earthers don't. They think this is an actual map of the Earth when it's just a projection of the globe. If you take a globe and you flatten it from the bottom up, you're taking things in the southern hemisphere, which should be close to each other, and you're actually making them wildly far apart. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that I've never found a map that the scale was wrong. So I think that's significant. And the maps that I'm talking about, I'm not just talking about in the entire Earth, I'm talking about countries or states. So I'm going to give you an example right now, which is Australia. Okay? So let me share this picture here.
When you say you've never found a map, are you talking about like the Mercator map? You think that the sizes of continents on the Mercator map are correct?
No, I'm talking about a map with a scale.
Hold on, you just say you never found a map with the wrong scale. Don't you think the Mercator map is a map with a scale?
I've never found a map that the scale was wrong.
So Mercator doesn't have a scale?
I don't know if Mercator has a scale.
Okay.
So you don't know if the Mercator map has a scale? But you're going to use a Mercator projection in a minute that uses a scale. This looks like a clown show again.
So anyway, you guys, this is what us globe people believe Australia looks like. And I had to cut this out of Google Maps, but Google Maps has a scale.
Oh dear. Now he's going to use Google Maps that use the Mercator web projection. And that uses a scale. Does Google use a Mercator projection? Yes, Google Maps uses the Mercator projection. So, it's a Mercator projection variant. And it uses a scale. Oh, what projection system? Google Earth use. Oh, it's also a Mercator projection. With the scale, of course.
But Google Maps has a scale. And then here is what the flat Earth map says Australia looks like.
That looks perfectly to scale to me.
So right off the bat, just from a simple logic standpoint,
show me your logic now.
We should know that both of these cannot be right.
Why not? If you use a scale, then the size is correct. What is that you don't understand?
They're drastically different.
Yeah, that's because of the scale.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah, they're just a concept.
No, Whitsitt. It's called a scale.
I have never found a map where the scale was wrong.
Now this clown mentioned for the second time. He never found a map with a wrong scale. It looks like this guy don't have an idea what a scale is.
And all of those maps are based on the globe model. And so my question for you, Austin, before we actually take a closer look at the quote-unquote flat Earth map, is why is there not a flat Earth map with a scale?
You just told us you never came across a map with an incorrect scale. So the Cleasons is a globe projection, and therefore the scale is correct because it uses its own scale.
All right, so just for the audience who's never seen this before, I want you to take a look at the drastic difference that the globe people believe is the shape of Australia and the flat Earth people believe is the shape of Australia. Flat Earth maps make it Australia into a hot dog.
I love hot dogs. What an idiot. Don't you understand? This shape is because of the scale. You explained it yourself a moment ago.
If you take a globe and you flatten it from the bottom up, you're taking things in the southern hemisphere, which should be close to each other, and you're actually making them wildly far apart.
Yeah, exactly. Everything becomes wider at the bottom.
Okay, cool. So back to Australia. So the one here on the left is the shape of Australia on the globe. The one on the right is the shape of Australia on every flat Earth map I've ever seen, including the Gleason map.
Hot dog shape on all flat earth maps you have seen, including the Gleasons. So you have seen more than me. So this is Antonio Subirats' map. Not really look like a hot dog. Oh, here. Some other retard map. Not really the shape of a hot dog. This is from Bob Nodell's his wife. That alcoholic. Ah, here we cannot see this piece that called Australia. Because Pac-Man is in the way, so let's skip it. Ah, here. Some other map from some Australian retard. No, hot dog shape. Ah, here, the map from Awake Souls. And Ronnie the Red. No, hot dog shape. And here that other map from this UK inbred imbecile. No, hot dog shape.
The one on the right is the shape of Australia on every flat Earth map I've ever seen, including the Gleason map.
Makes me wonder why Jeranism and Whitsitt not rebuttal his hot dog shape on all maps, on all flat Earth maps I mean.
And so Austin, I'm gonna show you right now what I think is proof that the one on the left is right and that the flat Earth map is wrong.
So what is wrong in the cloud projection? It's your own cloud projection, idiot. Tell us what's wrong.
Regions of the map, it's literally on it.
So
There's literally a legend on the map.
Okay, so help me out here. Why can't you or Jaren or anybody else give us just a simple map of Australia? I'm not asking for the whole world. I'm not asking for you to go over the ocean. Why can't we just get a map of Australia that has the right scale and looks the right shape? Why?
Simply because there is no right shape when you have a different scale. What kind of idiot are you?
Can we ask you though, what every single map that's ever been made, every coastline that's been mapped has all been done by government money, kings and queens.
Oh, now Jeranism don't think this shape of this scale is correct.
There's no private person going out and building maps, but you expect Austin and I to do that from our house.
No, clown. You have to rebuttal this in the correct way and uses his own words against him. Why don't you do that? I'm still waiting.
We're just supposed to go out and map the world for you. That's
No.
what you said.
Just help me understand why we can't get the proper shape of Australia when
I just told you.
we already
if you
have.
Give me $10 million,
billions of
I'll do it.
dollars
Why don't you rebuttal his bullshit for free?
and millions of
Okay.
people, and we can go out there and do it, and then map entire coastlines and make very specific physical measurements, and not just make globular assumptions as we then beg the question of a spherical distance.
That's strange. Whitsitt don't seem to understand how the coordinate system works on the so-called flat Earth map.
What I think is proof that the one on the left is right and that the flat Earth map is wrong. Okay?
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. So we could easily figure this out. The easiest way, which you and I can't do, is we could just go to Australia and drive it. We could just drive across and see how long it is, but we can't. But you know what we could do? We could do something close to that, which is fly.
Oh, now he's going to fly. Okay, show us how you fly.
Fly over Australia. So I'm going to show you here. Here is a flight from Perth to Brisbane.
Brisbane. let's say 3,500 kilometer, a little bit more. Perth sits on the 115th longitude, east, almost 116th. And Brisbane sits on the 153rd longitude. So Perth and Brisbane, that looks to be okay, according to the scale. Yes, we can use the longitudes as a scale, of course. Oh, we use a scale like this? Very simple. The scale determines the shape of the continent, of the land masses, idiot.
And if we look at what we believe, what the globe people believe is the shape of Australia, we should know that the width is just slightly wider than the max height from top to bottom.
Yes, that's because of the scale.
And so this flight right here was 4 hours and 3 minutes from Perth to Brisbane.
So if we measure in degrees, that flight would be around the 38 degrees. And that is exactly what your globe projections say. From 153 to about 115. 115, 153. That's called scale, retard.
And then here's a flight. Here's a flight from Melbourne to Darwin. And it's 3 hours and 55 minutes. And that's from almost the northernmost point to the southernmost point. So we just went far west to far east, far north to far south. And what do you know? The distance of the flight is almost identical. It's only 8 minutes.
Okay, let's see with what kind of bullshit Jeranism and Whitsitt are going to rebuttal this.
That's literally how that program gets the speed. It's assuming the distance.
Hold on.
Oh, Whitsitt. Now the shape of a continent depends on the speed of a plane. Are you stupid?
Sorry. This is important. So going north to south and east to west on Australia, which our map would say should be about the same, but east to west is slightly longer. It's an 8-minute flight difference. So what are your thoughts on that?
No. We don't need thoughts. We need to use the science here and use the scale. Right, Whitsitt?
Flights are consistently different times. There is no specific exact time for flights. And the way that these programs get the supposed speeds that the planes go is they assume the distance and then they look at the time.
I thought we calculated that a little bit different. We take the distance and then we take the flight time and calculate the speed. So we take the coordinates of Perth and Brisbane. The flight take like 4.5 hours. That's a speed of 800 kilometers an hour. And we can also do that from Brisbane to Perth. That takes an hour longer. Between those coordinates must be headwind. So that take at least 5.5 hours. That's an average speed of 650 kilometers an hour. Between those coordinates. Whitsitt the clown, why don't you understand this simple concept?
You're saying that, it's not always 8 minutes. I could literally just Google it right now and I'll find one that is not the same times as these.
Whitsitt, that don't change the location of two coordinates. The shape of a continent don't depend on how fast the plane fly or how long.
So are you suggesting it should be grossly different if the Earth is flat?
No, idiot. If we use it like we should use it, with the coordinate system, it doesn't matter what kind of scale the map is. You always reach your destiny.
What exactly is your argument? The fact that they're 8 minutes apart, assuming a globe distance to get an assumed speed, doesn't
So
mean
if
that's
you
going to
look-
lead us right into the southern flights.
Perfect. So if you look right here, we have an average flight time as well. So I'm not changing anything. This one was 10 minutes before the average of 406. This one averages 409. So the average here, Austin, is a 3-minute difference. And just in case people are not following me,
I'm following you perfectly. So on your Mercator projection, you use a coordinate system to determine a distance, but not on the Gleason's map, which is a globe projection. It have a coordinate system and a scale, just like the Mercator projection. Idiot.
here would be the flight paths on the Gleason map.
Spot on, according to the scale and the coordinate system. Right on, brother. Moron. So, and this is how you measure distances on the web Mercator map. With an arch. Yeah, that looks normal. Let's wrap this around the globe. Wrap around the globe. Wrap around the globe. Choose file. Okay. Oh. How the fuck is that possible? Let's use SketchUp and load this map with this arch. Oh. That looks pretty shit on the globe.
And by the way, the Gleason map is the only flat Earth map I could find on the entire internet that actually has the names of cities on it, which is bizarre to me.
No, it's not bizarre. It's kind of normal. But since people are lazy today, they don't do it anymore. Do you understand that, moron?
And if you look, this flight right here
Yeah, take a good look, Jeranism and Whitsitt, at your friend's presentation.
is 2.5 times shorter distance than this one.
If that was the case, the plane would not fly over 38 degrees of Earth surface. It would be like 76. Do you understand?
So Austin, why
Oh my
are
gosh.
these flights both within 5 minutes of each other, 3 minutes of each other on average? What is your explanation?
Alrighty, Whitsitt, take that motherfucker down to the ground. I doubt.
That is not to scale. You have to apply a scale to the outer regions of the map. It's literally on it.
No, Whitsitt, the Gleasons don't have a latitude scale, only a longitude scale.
So
There's literally a legend on the map.
And now you're saying there's a scale, Whitsitt. Just a moment ago, you want to have 10 millions with the Jeranism to measure the coastline. But you have to use the scale, costs nothing.
So my question for you, Austin, is which one of these do you think best represents the actual size of Australia?
Yeah, Whitsitt, which one you choose? You can do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because basically they are the same. Only one of them have a different scale compared to the other one. Let's make it a little bit more exciting and start the drum roll.
Like I would say maybe somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle, you say. Oh my god.
What about that? Because my answer remains the same here. This is just a concept.
No, Whitsitt. It's called a scale. You told us they created it by using the angles to Polaris. You know, the latitudes.
Wait, we skipped the first step. So let's talk about how we got this map in the first place.
Yeah, tell us, Whitsitt. How do we got this map projection of the globe? Or whatever you call it.
We got latitude lines. That was the first step.
I see some latitude lines over Australia. You think the scale is correct, Whitsitt?
So the way we get latitude lines is we look at Polaris and we take an elevation angle measurement and then we draw a circle around the ground position below Polaris.
Ah, and then below the equator, you keep counting from 0 in negative numbers. So you're assuming it's the same. And on the other hand, you say it's totally different in the south. You contradict yourself, idiot.
That's how we got it. We looked at Polaris, we took measurements and kept going back, drawing concentric circles, right?
So you guys draw concentric circles that keep getting wider the more you go south, so you have to know the scale of the circles. But you don't know that. Okay.
And basically, you have to hijack a flat Earth. This is what the globe always has to do. It has to go into reality, treat the Earth like it's flat, step back out of reality, take all the data and say, no, I promise it's not flat though, and then put a globe assumption on top of it. So you take your measurement, you have your horizontal baseline extending all the way to the ground position underneath Polaris, right? So Polaris will be your zenith, 90 degrees. So you just have this long horizontal baseline assumed. Taking your elevation measurements, keep going back, you get the latitude system.
Circular latitude lines make things spin, go round. No, Whitsitt, nothing is spinning around on your tiny fake flat earth model. Idiot. And you too, Jeranism, piece of shit.
Then they took that and wrapped it around the ball.
Ah yeah, wrap it around the globe. That means you have to use a different scale and not have to measure the coast of Australia again to get the right size. Idiot.
Then they wrapped it into a cylinder.
Yeah, Whitsitt, nothing new. Those black guys in Africa also use a cylinder.
Flattened it out, and that's how we got the Mercator. So the actual coordinate system itself, the latitude system, actually hijacked reality to like a plain Earth.
Oh, the coordinate system. Why didn't you use that to show the scale and to rebuttal this ball earth idiot or one of your friends? That's more likely. You're doing a team battle again. You're playing stupid. You not rebuttal everything.
And it's just a construct. It isn't reality.
So, it's a construct, you say. So it got nothing to do with coordinates. I'm pretty sure the coordinate system is part of the construct. Without coordinate system, you cannot do nothing. The coordinate system tell you how wide countries are and continents. That's a pretty damn nice construct. And you don't have to measure the coastline again. Inventing boiling water again, Whitsitt.
We say that the South is where everything is super suspect and super sketchy.
Yeah, super sketchy in the south. So sketchy that the people that live there pay double. You know, if Australia is double the size, then they have to pay double the gasoline price because they travel 2 times the distance. Do you understand that, Whitsitt?
So again, these are past eclipses and upcoming eclipses of where they actually happen and of where we say they're going to happen, which again will be, I believe will be accurate. And I noticed 2 things. Isn't it weird that the southern eclipses are longer than the northern eclipses?
Yeah, Whitsitt and Jeranism. Do you know why the eclipses appear to be longer, according to this idiot? He already gave the answer himself some minutes ago.
If you take a globe and you flatten it from the bottom up, you're taking things in the southern hemisphere, which should be close to each other, and you're actually making them wildly far apart.
This was the answer on why the eclipse looked longer on the Gleason's map. I hope you're going to use this answer. Whitsitt and Jeranism, debunk him.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It makes sense to me. If you widen the scale, then automatically those lines become longer. And in this case, your solar eclipse lasts longer.
Why would that be the case?
No, you already explained why. Don't you understand your own explanation? Huh, that's kind of strange.
Why would, on a flat earth map, why would southern eclipses like this monster right here, why are they longer in the south than they are in the north?
Yeah, why, Whitsitt and Jeranism? It's very simple. He explained it himself some minutes ago. Come on.
I don't know anything about this.
I don't know anything about it
Someone else's
either.
Model.
Oh, really? You really don't know why the eclipse looked longer? He just explained it. Are you stupid?
If you take a globe and you flatten it from the bottom up, you're taking things in the southern hemisphere, which should be close to each other, and you're actually making them wildly far apart. That's okay. That's okay. And again, you guys are seeing this for the first time, but I think this is very telling.
No, it's not telling because you debunked it yourself already. And Whitsitt and Jeranism not going to debunk it because they want to keep that map bullshit alive. So you win this one, according to them. So the people that follow these two clowns must wonder why they don't use his own word against him. And why those so-called eclipse lines become longer.
Because in your model, an eclipse should not be longer in the south. If anything, it would be shorter because you guys say the sun moves faster in the south than it does in the north.
Oh, there's your answer. The sun moves faster, so the moon has a harder time catching it.
So according to you, Jeranism, the sun is faster. Then how can the moon ever catch up with the sun?
Exactly. That would make the eclipse shorter, Jaren.
No, it'd make it longer. The moon has a harder time catching the sun.
Of course, I don't believe a moon is eclipsing the sun. It's eclipsing itself. But those three idiots think or want to push there is a moon between the earth and the sun.
I remember we were looking for the eclipse every full moon and new moon we were trying to see, and we never saw it.
You mean new moon? So you believe, or you're telling people there is a new moon, an invisible moon, blocking the sun, but you never have seen it. That's a little bit strange for a flat earther.
If the sun is moving faster,
Right.
well, number one, the moon would never quote unquote catch the sun.
That's what it does.
No. An eclipse in your model or ours would be the sun passing up the moon.
We can use my program to see which one is faster, the sun or the moon, during an eclipse. Here, February the 26th, 2017. The sun and the moon have the same azimuth and altitude. And now we are going to calculate the angular speed. Now it's running. Angular speed of the sun 16.41, and the angular speed of the moon 15.99. So according to both models, flat and globe, this is impossible. Same location, timeanddate.com in Chile. Let's see. Let's see the speed of the moon. Oh, the so-called invisible new moon that nobody ever seen seems to be faster than the sun. That's not what the data say. It can't be the moon, because the data say the sun is faster. Angular speed of the sun 16.41, and the angular speed of the moon 15.99. Let me try this a couple of hours before the solar eclipse starts. Let me see what the moon and the sun do. 3 hours before the eclipse starts. And see how fast the sun and the moon do. I will enable custom speed 120 times. The speed of the moon is never greater than the sun. The total eclipse starts about now. The sun is still faster than the moon. Let me speed it up again. The angular speed, the speed of the moon, is never greater than the sun. Yeah, Jeranism, I apply your own sound on you. I mean the sound you always use when NASA fails. Now I apply it on all three of you. You're all three losers. Pieces of shit.
My entire understanding is that they're apparent locations.
You mean an apparent location for all the celestial bodies? On the observer's location? Maybe you can show us where the non-apparent faces are of the celestial bodies. All you guys are full of shit. You're just lying about my sky. Anyways, I have enough of these three liars. And you three pieces of shit don't dare to mention my name, or I'm going to pull your channels inside out and show the people way more bullshit. So be careful. Bye bye.
Relative to your position in the observer, I mean, that's what it has to be on a plain Earth.
Get lost, idiot. Oh look, Flatsoid, Popeye. What an idiot. You look like a tiny boy. Oh, you created a new channel. Yippee. Oh, what the fuck are you doing, Flatsoid? You started to work out? I hear you started a gym also. It's called Flatsoid's Gym.
There are plenty of things you can buy to help you get a good workout at home. Have you heard of the shake weights?
Help you find anything?
Oh, yes, I was interested in the shake weights.
Biggest seller of the past 4 months. What model are you looking at? Well, you got your standard, your deluxe, small to large sizes, but if you're really looking for a workout, you might want to try the Big Gym. The Big Gym. For a workout, you might want to try the Big Gym. That woman over there is trying it out. It has recorded voice commands to help motivate you in your workout.
Good job, PJ Crankshaft. It looks like you already did this exercise many times before.
Now switch arms. Almost done. Keep going. Keep going. Harder. Faster.